with Rita Kakati-Shah, your host for the Uma Show. Welcome to your one-stop journey for feeling empowered. We're a platform for change. We build confidence. We are your voice. We want you to be bold, be you, be Uma. Today, we're exploring empowering women, and I'm so excited to be joined by a goddess of go-getting, Adrija Biswas, who is joining us from the UK, and she's a global corporate leader, a visionary, a motivational speaker, an innovator, a singer, a humanitarian, a 9/11 survivor, a philanthropist, and a beauty queen. Welcome, Adrija. It's so lovely to see you again.
Oh, thank you so much for that warm welcome, Rita. And it's an absolute honor to be here on your show. And as you said, my name, Adrija, also means Uma, because it is the goddess of strength and it is Parvati. So it's kind of amazing to be on the show with the same name. So really excited to be here today.
I love it. Thanks for sharing that. It's true serendipity, as they say. Wow. So thank you for sharing that. Walk us through your background. Where were you born? How did you grow up?
Oh, interesting. I was born and raised in India. Spent my childhood in Mumbai. Had a really loving, amazing family. We're two sisters. In a world where parents would encourage boys, they've always encouraged us, like the two of us. We were girls growing up, never ever felt distinguished. And they gave us all of the wings that we needed to fly and make our dreams come true. So growing up in the glitz and glamour of Mumbai, my mother was a director producer in Bollywood, but she kept us very grounded and humble. So I have to say that I've had a very humble upbringing. And I remember my parents would also used to say that, spend your money as if it were your own. And so it's been great. And I've also been very blessed and lucky because I've grown up seeing my parents doing a lot of charitable and philanthropic work. So it has grounded me and made me who I am today.
I love that message, especially about the way of spending money instilled from a really, really young age. Very important values. So now moving forward to your education, you actually have 3 degrees from 3 different continents. IIT in Mumbai, Masters from Columbia University in New York, and MBA from Warwick Business School in the UK. Talk to us a little bit about your academic choices and how that led to your journey of spreading positivity to others.
It's really interesting. I was doing a show. Well, I was actually a motivational speaker with one of the top grammar schools here in the UK a couple of weeks back. And we were talking about dreams and goals. And I am an engineer today, but it never started that way. I always wanted to be a doctor, but life completely changed. And I won't go into the details, but I had brilliant marks in physics and biology, and I was expecting a 96 in chem and I got a 69. Anyways, complete reset of my goal. And from being a doctor, I became an engineer. But I loved it. With the reset of the goal, it was for me like, I want to give my fullest and my best in whatever I do. And then it was a profession where there weren't too many women at that time. So moving on to Columbia University, I was part of their research lab. And I loved what I was doing. It was satellite communications and electronics and telecom. So really innovative stuff. And I've also kind of, you mentioned I'm a 9/11 survivor in the introduction. So that was one of the way of giving back to society, Rita, where as part of my survival story, I was part of the labs that created the whole Protocol 25 and disaster recovery protocols. And I played a small part in it, but it feels really good that I was able to. And so that was my engineering background. And then I wanted to get the balance. I love innovation. And, today I work with people from all over the world. I've got teams globally. And what really excites me is culture, perspectives. And so I wanted to balance my engineering and business lens together. And that's what I am today. I don't look at problems as problems. I look at problems as solutions because I can apply different perspectives. So the way I'm spreading positivity with my education is I'm a big believer in SDG 5, so gender equality, I am also a mentor for many, many analysts and shaping their careers and seeing that next generation of girls and women leader absolutely motivates me, that I play an inspirational part for them. And I remember you had said this in a previous show, Rita, where you cannot be it if you cannot see it.
Absolutely.
So we women are the ones that are setting the example for our next generation to follow. So I just wanted to, that's how I'm spreading hope, I'm spreading positivity, I'm spreading that, we can break the glass ceiling. We can play multiple roles. So I'm a mentor for STEM as well, for many young girls. And I'm loving it because you can be a mother, you can be a wife, you can be a corporate leader, and you can look after your children and the next generation. You can play all of these roles.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for those incredibly inspiring words. And, everything you've said resonates so, so much, from a personal perspective as well. And what we do at UMA, the UN's Sustainable Development Goals are very key to, especially number 5 about gender equality. So everything that you shared about that empowerment is so powerful. And I love also how you've managed to pivot. You think, okay, fine, this challenge has happened, or I've got a different grade to what I thought. Am I going to give up? No, I'm going to pivot to do something else that I can actually be more empowered in. And that's fabulous. I love that. And then fast forward from that, you were obviously very, very accomplished as a female role model in the so many ways that you just mentioned as well, but also in part as you've truly dedicated your life's journey to helping others. What inspired these many, many philanthropic endeavors of yours?
Growing up, I've seen my parents, they're the founder of the Philanthropic Association in Mumbai. So growing up, I've always learned that I need to pay forward my blessings, and I need to do something better for the community. And that's my purpose in life. But I also seek a world, Rita, where women are able to recreate their stories against all odds and make their lives beautiful. And I think I get that from my personal experience as well. I've gone through many personal challenges and ups and downs, and I've seen women completely give up on hope, break down, but then just again restart their lives and then, come back and jump back from their lowest points. I've done that. So for me, it was more of like, I want to pay forward these blessings. Not everybody has strong parents like I did, or, maybe financial support. So that's the reason I started. And when people contacted me that, how did you get about doing this? How did you manage to, resolve this challenge in your life? I realized I needed to be there so that other women didn't have to go through the same challenges and the pains, but were also able to transform that pain into power. And that's what I stand for, which is why I launched RASA, which is Rise and Shine Again. And it empowers you to re-envision yourself, recreate yourself. And that's what I'm doing as a peace ambassador with UN, as well as a domestic violence ambassador.
Incredible work, and so powerful, because to your point, there is nothing stopping us from going through that glass ceiling except ourselves. So it's really how to get ourselves empowered to go through that journey. So thank you for sharing those amazing words. It's often said that behind every strong woman is a passion that really drives her. You have spoken about some of these passions already, but what was that main driving force, that would you say?
For me, it was that vision always that I wanted to make a difference into other women's lives and help them restart their lives. So it was my miracle mindset. Right. And for me, a miracle mindset includes positivity. I'm like the most positive person. And if I could do it, I wanted to inspire others that even you can do it. So that has been like a driving change, that I wanted to make a difference. And I also wanted people to start believing in miracles, and that there is this, whether it's gratitude or self-care or positivity, they all make you a much more stronger person. And I love the ethos for UMA. And I'm going to say that resonates a lot with what I do, is because if you are strong within, and if you know what your power is and what you're great at, no matter what's happening around in the world, and no matter what challenges are out there, you'll be able to face them. And I say that because it's like, we're like ships, all in different boats, but in the same storm or in the same water. And do we let the water get into our ship and let us, sink us? Or do we let the water take us into new destinations? So I think that driver is that having that right mindset so that we not only take ourselves to a new destination, but in that destination, take others and loads of other women on that journey with us.
I love it. And I love that example you resonated. And just to add to that, if there is a hole in that boat, because life does actually throw things at you, we are in charge of our reactions. So do we just sink with that ship, or do we grab a life vest? Do we grab a dinghy? Do we grab something? Do we go to our support network? Do we go to our tribes and reach out for help? Because as women, quite often we don't. But by doing that and reaching out, we actually support each other. So thank you for sharing those incredible words with us. One thing you mentioned, Adrija, is that you have had some challenges in the past. Could you share a challenge with us today that you've had, something in your life that you faced that really defined you, and that what you did about it?
The key one for me that really defined and transformed me completely was 9/11. So on 9/11, the 3,000 people perished, and I survived. And I was really young and brand new, obviously, in the city. And it made me realize early on that it took me on a very, very spiritual transformation journey, that life is too short. Life is too short, and I need to know why I survived and why am I still here. And that's the reason I learned that I need to spread hope and happiness in abundance in whatever I do and wherever I go. And that started with being able to give back to society when I was part of the whole disaster recovery protocols that we created, because during 9/11, the FDNY and NYPD were not communicating with each other, which is why we lost so many lives. And now technology has advanced. So I feel great that I've been able to play a small part of it. Right. But I also realized, as you said, that, in the boat, there could be holes in the boat. I went through personal 9/11s, and there were days like on 9/11, I could have either lived or died, and I survived. But there were days in my life where I was dying every single day. I was living every single day. And I've seen summits and valleys, and I've fought legally at the highest level of government. And it's not been easy. And I have actually seen rock bottom, but I've bounced back up again. And I think it's a journey. So even though 9/11 was a defining transformation for me, there is every day of my life that I go through a learning curve and I go through transformation. And I think I could almost relate it to, like grapes, they have to be pressed to make wine, and, olives has to be crushed to make oil, and, diamonds, they grow in the dark. So it's like a regular transformation. Whether you get pressed or crushed or you're in the dark, you have to transform and you will become something better. So I think, Rita, to answer your question, even though I've had defining moments of transformation, for me, every day is a transformation and a learning journey, because I wake up really grateful. I'm grateful for the life I've had, and I'm grateful for the positives and the negatives, because if I didn't have the challenges, I wouldn't have been who I am today. And I think challenges make you stronger. Absolutely. So that's my mantra.
I love transformation. That. It's really, really well said, because to your point, it's not just, life slings things at you, but it's these challenges that you have to embrace, that mindfulness, that spirituality that you yourself have developed and taken to the next level. It's really, that's what's defined you and taken you forward. Amazing stuff there. You are very, very accomplished, and you have several accolades and recognitions for your incredible work, such as the Nari Tujhe Salam from National Human Rights Organization, the Social Workers Award 2019 from the Elite Club International Limited, the Mahatma Gandhi National Award 2020 by the Mahatma Gandhi Global Peace Forum. She inspires me by inspiring Indian women. You have also been lovingly nicknamed the Queen of Hearts. What is next on the horizon for you?
Oh, that's a really interesting question. For me, I think I would love to, well, I've been told by everyone that, you know, you share so much love and positivity. Why don't you write your book on your own story? Um, and you know, like that's what I should be doing. So whilst I'm a motivational speaker and I talk about snippets of my life and I relate it to all of the core values, I think next would be authoring my own life story. I've been trying to do that, and it's just it doesn't. I don't mean like life gets in the way, but I really need to pen my thoughts down. So I definitely want to write something about my life, my survival, and about miracle mindset. But it's about my journey and how, as you said, you know, like I've got a really varied background, and I want to help people with my story. So maybe if I can get my act together, I should be able to write a book.
I can't wait to read it, and I'm going to be number one in line to get myself
Oh,
a copy.
thank you.
There you go. But speaking of writing books, you've actually co-authored books, and you also host the Speak Up and Empower Real Talk Survivor Haven show. Tell us a bit about your show.
I'm really, really proud to be part of this show. So Survivor Haven, it's speak up and empower. So the whole concept came from real talks, you know, like you and I are having a chat now. It's bringing survivors, because we're not survivors, we're warriors, right? And it's not just women, it's also men. So I've interviewed amazing people from different backgrounds. You know, somebody who's been a survivor from human trafficking, and that was like really gory to hear. But if they can survive and completely transform their lives, obviously a lot of domestic violence survivors, because the whole point is, you know, especially during COVID-19, we've seen that the rate of domestic violence has increased because people are stuck at home and there are loads of emotions in the house. And so it's bringing people from all of these survival stories, stories of myself, like disaster survivors or even health survivors, cancer survivors. So Survivor Haven is where we bring people who have survived through different challenges in life and have come out on the other side and transformed all of that pain into power. And that's what I do. I share those stories with the audience so they know they're not alone. And if we have survived and changed our lives and become who we are today, then so can they. So that's kind of the message that I want to bring out through my shows.
I love that. And it's such a strong message because, to your point, each person on this planet, we all have some sort of a story, a journey, something that a survivor says resonates with us. Even if we haven't necessarily gone through exactly what they have, there is some part of the journey that resonates. And it's that journey and how they've come out. And they're so positive at the end of it that makes you look back in awe and think, wow, if they can do it, so can I. And that's what pushes us all forward. I love that camaraderie that you bring together over there.
Thank you.
A little birdie told us that you were the former Mrs. India UK Universe 2019. What was that experience like?
Oh, it was amazing. And a lot of people were like, you're like you're an academic person, you're a corporate person. What made you even go there? And I think the reason I joined the pageant was because I wanted that platform to reach out to more women globally. And I now have sisters in literally 92 countries of the world where we spread the same message of hope that, you know, whether it's gender equality, whether it's women empowerment, whether it's, you know, girl education, and you know, women can play multiple roles. And it's about trying to share that story that we as women we take care of our homes, we take care of economies, and how do we make our girls more fearless and stronger, and our men, our boys, how do they then treat our women with respect? It's about spreading that education. So I joined the pageant so I could spread these education and messages across all sectors of life, because, you know, domestic violence and all just doesn't happen to people. It happened to me. I'm so educated, so it happened to me as well. And I also got the title of Beauty and Brains. So I was really excited about getting Mrs. Intellectual. So it's about trying to share that no matter what your background is, do not limit yourself into a box. And today, it was also almost like a challenge for me that, people think I'm from academics, but beauty is not just outer beauty. Beauty comprises of your inner beauty, your emotional intelligence, your academic intelligence, your knowledge of, how you have survived through all these years. It's all of that combined. And that's what I wanted to break. I wanted to break that myth that beauty is not just about external, superficial beauty, but it's about everything, all your experiences that make you, that you bring to the forefront. And that was a message I put forward. The other thing was Queen of Hearts, because I was representing women that didn't have a voice. Like I have friends that are like from really conservative backgrounds, like Afghan society or from African society that struggle a lot and they don't have a voice to speak. So they were all looking at me to be able to share their stories in a wider platform so they understand the challenges that we as women that are not in the front end, but in the back, that our heroes are going through. So that was another motivation to join the pageant. But it was brilliant. I loved it. It's not just the crown. I think we women wear invisible crowns every day of our lives, right? So I didn't need a crown, but it was making that connection with women, like you and me, that want to make a change, as well as being the voice of women that are not being represented. That really made me feel great.
I love that. Well, congratulations on that again.
Thank you.
What do you do to relax?
I love singing. If I'm stressed or if I'm upset or yes, like I do hold this positive attitude and mindset that, look at things and people in their positives and bring out the best. But sometimes life does drain you down, doesn't it? So I love singing. And I think singing brings out the best in me.
I love that. Before we let you go, what advice would you give to any young girls out there or women in leadership who want to follow in your footsteps?
I would say dream, make sure that you have your goals. And just like me, even if your goals get reset, just continue dreaming. Because remember that life is like a boxing ring. Defeat is not declared when you fall down. Defeat is only declared when you refuse to get up. So no matter what, just keep rising and shining again. And I just go back to my own example, right? When the Twin Towers, they collapsed, there was no point of them rising back again. But through those ashes, I have risen. And I continue to rise. No matter when life knocks me down, I will always rise back up again because I have the faith. Believe in yourself, believe in your strength from within and rediscover that. I would also say shine. Sometimes life will throw you darkness, but if you find that inner light and shine yourself and spread the light around, you will be lighting so many people's lives, not just yours. And the final thing I'd say is, again, just do it again and again. Whether you have a success, don't stop after that, or after a failure, do not stop. Rise and shine again and again. And I think that's how you will not only make your lives beautiful, but also people around you, and take humanity a notch higher and make this whole community a much happier place to live in.
Wow, incredibly well said. Such powerful words. Seriously, I'm just feeling it right now. Amazing. Thank you so much, Adrija, for sharing your tremendous journey with us today. Adrija Biswas, global corporate leader, visionary, motivational speaker, innovator, singer, humanitarian, 9/11 survivor, philanthropist, and beauty queen. And thank you to our viewers for joining us on this empowerment journey today. We want you all to embrace that inner goddess of go-getting. We want you to be bold, be you, be Uma.